All right. Now, for this next part, we're going to look at elements of systems that are mistakes, broken in various areas. Here's an example. These are the areas that we're going to be talking about: accountability and mindset, marketing and brand awareness, sales and lead generation, operations and client support. Because these are a few of the more important areas that you need to have systems in. And I'm going to show you the broken elements or the mistakes people make when they're building out systems specifically for these areas. So someone would say, well, how can accountability and mindset have a system behind it? Remember, everything is systems. The choices you make outline the systems that you've created. So let's get started. Accountability and mindset. Trying to be a perfectionist before launching. You may believe that your product, website, or your first piece of content must be flawless before you can share it with the world. And this often leads to analysis paralysis and never actually starting. I had someone like this that I was helping to land a work from anywhere role. Let's say her name was Darlene, and she wanted to practice her, 5-minute intro video a gazillion times, but she was practicing it as if she was Oprah because she was a little more seasoned or mature instead of just showing up and being exactly who she is. Amazing woman. Showed up to our check-in calls and she was just awesome, full of life. We used to cut it up on our calls, right? But she felt like she needed to put this mask on when it was time to create her video. And she didn't want to move forward through the process until that was squared away. So what I did, and hindsight, I probably should have told her about it, but me not telling her is what made it work, is I literally just told her, hey, let's practice right now, you and me on Zoom. Just talk to me. Tell me, like, if I was hiring you, if you wanted me to hire you, talk to me like that. And she did it. And I was recording the entire thing. And I literally, at the end of our call, I took that and I sent it to her. And I was like, this is your intro video right there. And she called me and was like, I can't believe you did that to me. I was like, well, believe it, because you needed it. And she took that. She understood the lesson that I was trying to give her. The next day, she created an awesome intro video. And that ended up, if I'm not mistaken, she ended up getting hired with a real estate, which is awesome stuff, right? Another one is starting without a clear why, like jumping into a business idea because it seems profitable or trendy, and you don't really have any personal connection or passion with it. So when challenges arise, guess what happens? You're going to lack the motivation, and that's going to lead to burnout. And you're just going to end up, walking away from it. Right. And I told my story about this on TikTok. It was like, dude, like I got into copywriting and, having a copywriting agency doing 40,000 a month and blah, 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 blah. And dude, I was not passionate about it. I was good at it, but I wasn't passionate about it. And it got to the point where I just brought it in for a landing. I got tired of taking clients. I gave refunds. I did whatever I could do to get away from that business because I wasn't passionate about it. But what am I passionate about? I'm passionate about helping other people. I'm also passionate about travel. And that's why at this stage in life, it's like, dude, I need to double down on what I enjoy doing. Travel and helping other people. So build a community, work with people who want to travel more, and help them reach their goals so that they'll be able to travel more. I can wake up and I can do that every day, all day, because I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anyway, so another one is ignoring the importance of a set routine, thinking that you're going to get to the other side of something quickly when you're just kind of working whenever you feel like it without a dedicated schedule. You don't have things lined up like I'm going to create content this day. I'm going to do client outreach this day. I'm going to do skill development this day. Like it's going to lead to inconsistency. You're not showing up with intention, and accountability and mindset, it's going in the drain ASAP. Like another one is mistaking busyness for productivity. Wild, just wild. But we've all been there. And that's another thing. I really, maybe not perfectionism, but I really want you guys to understand that I know all of this stuff because probably every one of these mistakes, almost every one I've made to some degree. And that's what gave me, once I found the solution, that's what gave me the ability to be able to help others. All right. So you can be busy and not productive. You can be busy and not productive just because you're spending hours on low impact tasks. That an example is like endlessly reorganizing like your productivity board or whatever the case may be, or reading every marketing blog post, like, oh, I'm getting information from this. Like we need to focus on things that are going to move the needle. And typically it's 1 to 3 things that are on your list that would actually move the needle. And those are typically the hardest things or the things that you want to do the least, but they're going to be the most impactful. So it's going to be focusing on those things and having someone hold you accountable to focusing on those things versus you just being the one calling all of the shots. There's no checks and balances in how you go about getting your business off the ground. The next one is not having an accountability partner or community. Again, I just kind of talked about that, but basically it comes down to trying to do everything alone. without someone to check in with, it's going to be easy to lose momentum and motivation, especially when you're facing setbacks. Another reason why is having an accountability partner is one thing, but having an accountability partner that has gone where you're looking to go is massive. Why? Because it puts you in a position to have someone who knows the way there to tell you, hey, we're still going the right way. I know it might seem like we're in the middle of nowhere, but we're still going the right way. So let's keep going. And that validation of direction is ultra important. Now, there are a lot of things in the market right now that are really expensive. So for most people, and what that turns into is them not really having that. Maybe they rely on a friend, but their friend and like, that's their friend, right? So just know that there are solutions out there, but they're unconventional. And most people typically don't see them for what they could be. They only see them for what they've heard, or they only see the surface, because most people don't investigate positive things to the degree that they investigate negative things. If your friend is potentially being cheated on by her man, you might become, Sherlock Holmes, right? But you won't investigate accountability partnerships. You won't investigate automations. You won't investigate other things, right? With that same degree. So anyway, off my soapbox on that one. The next area is marketing and branding, marketing and brand awareness. And one of the biggest things that people do who are like, I'm going to automate everything. You got to have systems in place. It's like they automate without initial data. Imagine if you think that you're doing a good thing by setting up a subscription service for your significant other to have crab cakes and crab legs delivered to their home every 2 weeks, but you never got the initial data that they're allergic to shellfish. Or like, oh, I'm going to have, steaks from the butcher dropped off because you like steak. I'm going to have steaks from the butcher dropped off, automate. I'm going to add her to my subscription. And she's like vegan, right? Doesn't make any sense. So we need the initial data first. Automating marketing without the initial data, and that initial data is actually called voice of customer data. And it's basically understanding how your target audience talks about their problems. Because if you talk about their problems in a way that they talk about them, they're going to be more inclined to want to hear more from you, right? But if you don't ever get that information, and ChatGPT can only tell you so much, but if you don't ever get that information, but you're automating everything, it won't work, basically, right? Another thing is creating content without a specific target audience. Let's just say that there was a guy named Ken, one of my previous clients, that was all about this. He wanted to create content about being a Christian. He wanted to create content about lashes and hair because he was like a hair stylist, a cosmetologist, and he also wanted to create content around marriage because he was married. And it's like, dude, you are all over the place. Like, what are you trying to sell? Who are you trying to help? Like, help me understand. And once we narrowed it down and we really, really got to the thick of it, we got to understand, oh, okay, so we just need to focus on marriage, because basically he was an aspiring marriage counselor, but he didn't tell me that in the beginning. But once we got down to it, then the lashes and hair and all the rest of that stuff, there's a way to weave it in. But did you pick up on that? There's a way to weave it in. But the point with this is we need clarity before we start creating content. Now, another one is neglecting to build an email list from day one. There's another client I had, which this person wasn't really a client, but they were more of a friend. Let's just call him Kevin. And Kevin was creating YouTube videos, and like things were really, really taking off. And there was a bunch of people in the comments. And so he had an audience, but he didn't have anyone's information. And yeah, he was just becoming popular, but he wasn't making any type of income from it when his original intent was to create content to eventually monetize it. So I helped them understand that you needed to, get an email list, even get a phone number list as well, because like these people really, really like you. They wouldn't mind jumping on a call with you and seeing how you could help them with whatever it is that you wanted to help them with, right? So it's that. A few more is, failing to define your unique selling proposition. If you can't clearly articulate what makes you unique, then you're gonna struggle. Focusing on vanity metrics like likes and followers. You're gonna find out about me, I don't really care too much about likes and followers. They are substandard metrics. They are tier 2 metrics for me. What I care about is the amount of conversations, the amount of consistency we have in place, and the amount of conversations that we're having with your target audience, right? Spending money on ads too early. Again, yeah, if you don't have the data you need, and if you haven't proven that you have a rock solid offer and a way to get people to say yes and pay you money, then, spending money on ads too early is a problem. inconsistent brand messaging. We kind of talked about that earlier, talking about being a Christian, being married, lashes and hair. It's like again, there's a way to weave those things in, but we need to have the main thing be the main thing. Another one is ignoring the power of a single focused channel. You know, Kevin also had like 5 different YouTube channels, 3 TikToks, and 3 Instagrams, which is, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, this is crazy. And his intentions were well, but it's like, I want you to look at all those channels like romantic partners or like spouses or households that you have to maintain. Good luck, right? Another one is overcomplicating your lead magnet. So there's people out there, I'm going to create an ebook. It's like, dude, and not just any ebook, it's going to be 50 pages long. So you spend a month writing a 50-page long email or writing a 50-page long ebook that no one's going to read. No one cares. If you can't solve people's problems in 10 minutes, no one cares. No one cares, right? A more simplistic way of going about it is making it actionable, like a 1-page checklist or template or something like that. Another one is not having a clear call to action and saying, hey, just like and follow for more, when likes and follows don't pay bills, right? Give people a reason to want to work with you, to want to start a conversation with you. All right. So next is sales and lead generation. And this comes down to not developing structured sales conversations. I had a client, we're just going to call him Larson, that we had leads coming in. Larson was going viral. People were wanting to talk to him. And he would have those conversations. And he said, no, I don't want to have a structured sales conversation. I just want to talk to them like they're my friend. How many sales did Larson make? 0. Now, with a structured sales conversation, it's not about being a salesman as much as it is about getting the information that you need so that you can see whether you can even help this person or not. Getting the information that you need so that you can see if you can even help this person or not. And once you have the information, then you'll know exactly how you can or cannot help. The next one is using AI tools without a clear brand context. ChatGPT is great, but it'll give you whatever you want it to give you, good or bad. That's all I have to say about that. Like there will be a playbook that helps you guys understand exactly how to use AI and how to use AI in a way that gets you what you need and what you want. Another one with sales and lead generation is failing to follow up, right? Like most people are like, hey, if they wanted it, then they would reach out to me. Like, I'm not about to chase people. I'm not about to do this. I'm not about to do that. It's like, this is why you build out a system to do these things for you. And automating this is super, super easy, but you also have to have an understanding of the expectation. People typically need 7 touches for them to say, yes, I want to give you money. Now, how you go about those touches is what really puts people off. But if you could do those touches while you're asleep, which that sounds crazy. If you could follow up with your prospect or with a lead while you're sleeping, then you wouldn't care about following. You see what I mean? So another one is selling features instead of benefits. You're like, this has this in it and this and this and this. Here's an example. My car is an electric BMW. And I could talk about the features of being able to have sport mode, eco mode, a sunroof, leather seat, navigation, all these things. Like when you open the door, the lights turn on. I could talk about all those things. Or I could say, I'm able to have the best of both worlds. If you get a car like this, you're able to have the best of both worlds. I can save money by driving in electric. I can save money by driving in eco mode. But if I want to have fun, I can put it in sport mode and have a good time. If I want to just feel the open breeze, I can let down my sunroof. If I want to be comfortable on a long ride, the leather seats that massage as well, added with the suspension that gives a floating like ride, I can be super comfortable, right? Can you see? I'm talking about the benefits of what these features bring. I'm not just focused only on the features, right? Another one is ignoring the importance of social proof. In the day and age of AI and just being able to fake it literally till you make it, social proof is super, super important. Well, I don't have any testimonials or I haven't worked with anyone. Well, go work with someone for free and chalk it up to your marketing budget. Because once you have undeniable testimonials, it makes it so much more powerful. And people will be much more inclined to want to work. One of the big reasons that, works so well, and because no one wants to be first. No one wants to be first. Like, hey, I'm the first person ever. Like, try on me, like maybe your mom or your best friend, but like no one who doesn't know you, they don't want to be first because they don't want to waste their money. They don't want to lose out on time. They don't want to be screwed up. So this is super, super important. And here's an example of a an undeniable testimonial. I'm not looking just for 5 stars. I'm looking for, and now maybe I'll create a playbook around this, but I'm looking to give so much value in a quality way that doesn't break my bank, to have people speaking about me in a way that when someone reads that testimonial, they know for a fact that you actually helped that person, because this person is speaking in a way that people only speak when they truly were helped. All right. Another one is avoiding direct outreach. You know, a lot of people are like, I don't want to do outreach. Old Larson was all about this. I don't want to do outreach. If they want it, they can come to me and get it. Well, that's cool, but maybe, well, no, just look at men and women. Most women are not approaching men. They're waiting for men to approach them. So if your target audience is women, just know that they're not really going to reach out. Maybe some of them will, hey, girly, or something like that. But for the most part, you'd be better off reaching out to them, but you reach out in a quality way and you don't reach out trying to pitch them. All right. So that's, that'll be in the marketing playbook. Not qualifying leads is another one. It's like, you don't have a systematic approach to qualifying leads, and that is not serving you at all. Right. Like, it's like, you're like, dude, everyone I'm talking to, they're broke. Well, if you had a systematic way of qualifying them, then your system would remove the broke people from your lead flow, from the list of people that have expressed interest, and you would never even have to talk to them, right? And if you did get to the point where you did talk to them, you would have a systematic approach of telling them what they need to go do to even be able to come back and work with you. And none of these things are negative. There's a positive, empathetic, and, motivational way to do all of this stuff. All right. So another one is having a confusing pricing structure. You got 18 different prices. You got this going on, that going on. Simplicity, especially when it's just you and you're looking to get something off the ground. Simplicity wins, simplicity wins, simplicity wins. The confused mind does nothing. Meaning that if you got 18 different prices, or you're like, well, I'm willing to do this for this, but if you want this, this got to be extra. If someone can't look at what you have and say, yes, I want to pay that price, yes or no, it's too complicated, especially starting out. You need one product, one channel, one pricing structure. Boom, good to go. This goes for the people, because I had a lot of clients who had this going on. They would have a stand store or a Beacons account, and they would have 15 different things in their stand store and wonder why no one's buying anything. It's like, well, I'm giving them options. It's like, dude, no one cares. Like, put all of that stuff into one thing and make it reasonably priced and give them really good reasons for buying that bundle. Done. Boom. It'll actually be easier to sell because it's all bundled up and they're getting an immense level of value for a super, super reasonable price. So you're making it to where it's hard to say no. Another one is failing to create a simple referral system. So you have happy clients, but you ask them for a referral, but you ask them in a way that's not effective. Or you don't even ask them at all because you just make the assumption, well, if they liked it, they're going to tell somebody. No, we don't leave it up to them. We leave nothing up to other people. As a matter of fact, and this will probably be in the marketing playbook, there's a way to go about getting people that know you to refer you and be excited about referring. Again, that'll be in the marketing playbook. Another one is not personalizing your outreach. If you're the person who's like, I'm going to send 1,000 emails, I'm going to generic messaging and connection. Like if you're LinkedIn or you're just following people, talking to random people, like it's over with. It's over. When people are in a picture, in a group picture, if you handed that picture out one by one, what are people looking for? They're looking to see how they looked. People care mainly about themselves and then other people after. It's an innate human reality. So if you're like, hey, do this. Now, if you don't know their name, you can ask them, but the reality of it is like personalizing outreach, it takes a little bit more effort, but it'll get you a lot further along. All right. The last section is going to be operations and client support. Now, a lot of people in this realm, they think that they need to do all of this. And it's like, it's crazy. So the first one is lacking a simple onboarding process. Like when someone pays you money, it should be a simple onboarding process. They shouldn't have to do this and do that and go here and go there and watch this video. And it's like, dude, all of that stuff is wild. Like, no, it needs to be simple, effective, and they need to come out the other side of the onboarding process with all of their questions answered and feeling in a good place, because if they don't, they're going to have buyer's remorse. The next thing is not setting clear client boundaries. If you're available 24/7 and answering emails and messaging, like messages at all hours of the day and night, it's going to lead to burnout. You're going to start to see these people and this is what happened to me in that copywriting agency that I had, into no bueno. Like there's a way, if you structure it in the beginning saying, hey, you're going to get daily messaging support Monday through Friday with a 24-hour response time. What does that mean? That means, hey, we can talk. And if I can talk to you more that day, great. But worst case, you'll hear back from me in 24 hours. If you set that expectation up front, it's a lot easier to uphold that. And the next thing is, you doing manual tasks that could be automated, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Initially, I get it, but there are things that you can put in place in the beginning that will be harmful or harmless, and they will help. All right. Having no system for client feedback. If you have to ask them, hey, so how do you feel everything is going so far? That's not ideal. And also, if you're not even asking, that's definitely not ideal. So for two reasons. One, people could be having problems, or they could be unhappy and they're just not saying anything. And two, they could be having an amazing time and they'd love to leave you a testimonial, but you never asked, right? And not ask for a testimonial, but just ask for feedback. And that you asking for feedback from them leads into you being able to ask them for a testimonial if it's positive. And lastly is not documenting the process. Whatever you don't document, that is another day that you will have to keep doing that process manually. Whatever you don't document, you put yourself in a position to not be able to automate it. All right. And like super, super important. So we just went through operations and client support. We just went through, sales and lead generation, marketing and brand awareness, and accountability and mindset. And I'm telling you right now that these are the things that like, if we can get these things out of your systems, if we can help you avoid you putting these things in your systems, things run smoother, they go faster, and you will be happier long-term. So if you look down below, there are going to be 3 links. Link number 1 is going to be for you to DM me on School to give some feedback, right? Hey, how did you like this? Was this helpful? Did you have a question on something? Did you need clarity on something? Like, talk to me. Please let me know. I am open as open can be for feedback, positive or negative. Please tell me, because I can't improve what I don't know about, and I can't double down on what I don't know about, right? The next thing is going to be to get the opportunity to be a part of the toolkit launch. So the travel funding toolkit, and this toolkit, again, it's going to be coming out in September. And if you're seeing this, it's like, hey, well, it's like October now. Well, again, like it's coming out in September, but this is going to be your opportunity to be able to not only get access to the toolkit, because, and again, this isn't for everyone. So let me just go ahead and make that super, super clear. This is not for everyone. This is for the people that they're like, hey, this playbook makes a lot of sense, man. I want to accelerate my processes. I want the tools that are going to help me move faster. That's what's in this toolkit. It's not the information. I'm giving away all of the information. I don't care. You can have it. People have paid me $10,000, $12,000 for a lot of the stuff, basically everything that I'm telling you, because I don't care about that. But for the people who want to move faster, and they know that they're not trying to wait forever and, one step at a time and put these things in place, and they want to get a super affordable toolkit, and they want to get access to anything else that's put in the toolkit, forever and ever, then they're going to want to click that link to see exactly what that looks like. The last link is going to be for the accountability bootcamp. It's called the Freedom Funders Bootcamp. And this is for the people who know that they don't have the accountability and mindset in place, mainly the accountability piece. And they would want daily accountability with a human, and not just daily accountability, but there's mild levels. There's mentorship included in that as well. Because if you're doing something for marketing and sales, if you're doing something for operations, if you're looking to go from $0 to $10,000 a month and you don't have these things squared away, I can be holding you accountable to the wrong things every day. Hey, I'm going to go send out 10,000 emails. Hey, go ahead and we're going to check that box when it's done, when that's not the ideal way of going about doing things, right? So it's one of those things where we want to make sure that we understand that it's not just about being consistent, but it's about being consistent with doing the right things. And the Freedom Funders Bootcamp is going to be what that is all about. Now, this is going to be a beta group. All right. Meaning that we have all of the systems and processes figured out, but whenever you're launching anything, and this is kind of a mini lesson in itself, you don't know what kinks are in it until you actually launch it. And in order to launch it, you need to have people in it. Right. So the beta group members, they're going to get this at a massively reduced cost. And they're going to get the ability to build it out with us, just like with the toolkit. They're going to be able to build that out with us. And we plan on having certain elements of the toolkit literally being custom built for the people who pre-order the toolkit. So the toolkit comes with not just, oh, I get access to these tools. No, the toolkit also comes with private one-on-one sessions. And these private one-on-one sessions are going to help bring clarity to, whatever you need clarity, whether it's accountability, marketing, sales, brand, just general clarity. We're gonna put a roadmap in place specifically for you. And if there's a specific tool that we feel would be beneficial to you, we're gonna create it. We might even name it after you, right? It's like whatever the case may be. So again, there's three links, and DMing me on school might, well, no, like there will be a link for that as well. So again, those 3 links: DMing me to give me feedback, ask questions or anything like that, to pre-order the toolkit, and to reserve your spot in the Freedom Funders Bootcamp that's going to be starting on September 1st. Okay. These are the 3 things that you can do to move things forward and get my direct help right now. Because that's the other thing about it. It's like, I am 100% invested in pouring as much time as I humanly have possible into helping the founding members of this community win. And that's what it's all about. So let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. I'll see you guys in the community, and you will see more of my crazy videos on TikTok and beyond. Let's go.